Good morning. Good morning. Shocked the heck out of my hair. So I'm gonna just get right into it. If you come in, you see this later on when it's posted. So today's date is November 10th. Today is Sunday. Right now it is 8:38 a.m. And I'm a little bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. Not really, but really because this is my birthday weekend week. And my birthday was on Tuesday, November 5th. So my belief is bad luck to celebrate you know the weekend previous to your birthday, or celebrating your birthday before it actually comes, is bad luck. So I had to wait. Tuesday is the middle of a weekday. I got to enjoy myself a little bit. A little shum. It's the weekend now. We're going to Apple Circus on Monday for Veterans Day. So we got our little plans, and um, I just woke up early this morning about 4:30 because I was thinking about, I got some deliveries coming. So I'm like, let me see what days these things is coming, because it's kind of a lot of stuff. So it seemed like it's something coming every day. And yeah, so I woke up just to check and see like the dates for my delivery expectation. And I put YouTube on the TV, and I see some very interesting stuff up here. So I'm like, hold up. Like, my mouth was hanging open, like, for the longest, until I realized, like, bitch, close your mouth. Yeah. A lot of juicy stuff today. And some of this was posted 9 hours, 2 days ago, one day ago, but I'm just now seeing it. So I kind of want to share these videos with you guys, and, like, let's do this reaction video together, because it was jaw dropping, some of these things that I watched this morning that kind of like had my attention for a bit. So let's get right into it. What's my remote? So first we're gonna start with this guy here, the president of Poland.
And I came here because a lot of y'all saying this is what our border should be like. So I came here to see what all the craziness was about. But I heard about this video here. Let's say I want to go through this wall. I break through the wall. What happens to me next? You will die of fear. The lowest unemployment in European Union is Poland. The highest GDP after COVID, Poland. One of the lowest debts, Poland. This is Dominic, a member of the European Parliament from Poland, the country that just approved a new measure to shoot and kill anyone that tries to illegally enter their border. Unfortunately, one of our soldiers was killed with a spear. Because they behave like animals, unfortunately. They don't behave like civilized people. We are the ones with this border. So we are protecting the whole Europe. But Poland's strict border control and refusal to take in refugees from non-neighboring countries like Syria and Afghanistan has caused the EU to propose a €22,000 fine for each person Poland refuses to take in, and guys like Dominic to be labeled Islamophobic and fascist.
And Jean-Claude Juncker, the Commission President, says that you're racist. You sound proud of the fact that you haven't taken any refugees. Of course, because this is what our people are expecting from our government. That's number one. This is why Poland is so safe. I don't care. I care about my family and about my country. When I see the wall, I do understand that this is for my future children.
Does Poland's strict border policy work? Is Poland significantly safer than the rest of Europe because of it? And do the people of Poland want open borders?
Poland are racist. We are proud of it. And I don't really want any immigrants in my country. Thank you, man.
Before meeting with Dominique, I headed to the capital of Poland, Warsaw, to see what the local. Let me make my stance very clear. I have an issue with people doing things illegally, then coming here doing illegal things. If you do it the right way, I have no problem. I have no problem, bro. My issue is the illegal way, and then you come here and do things illegally. That's it. Like, you come here and do it the right way, and then you come here and be like upstanding, hardworking citizen. Like,
Shout out to my boy, the Matthews fam.
talk about.
I watch him all the time. Got to give credit where it's due.
I know.
Locals thought of Poland's border and their border patrol now being able to kill migrants illegally trying to enter their country. At university, what are a lot of the students' thoughts on, shooting down illegal immigrants who come through the border?
I've never heard about it.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
It is bad because I don't see any purpose to use a gun for the person. First of all, we need to talk. We need to identify the intention of other person.
Oh my god, that's like a tough question,
It's a
but
crazy question, right?
yeah, but to be honest, like I'm not sure like how they're controlling the borders, but like I saw a lot of refugees in the Centrum here.
There are a lot of immigrants all around Europe, and sometimes it can be dangerous for the Europeans.
What are your thoughts on if you came here illegally? What should be done?
Oh, I guess I should go prison.
Do you feel safe here in Poland as a woman?
Yeah, very much.
Do you feel safer here in Poland as a woman than you do in India?
Yeah, it's more safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more safe. A lot safe.
You can walk, like go to work at night, and nobody cares, and nobody's like threatening you.
What can I say?
No?
Really, because
So I'm going to fast forward because this gets juicy. It really does.
You know what?
I would be sharing this with
It's
you.
hard to be illegally at this moment because you have to cross the border. I think this is not like the main spectrum of a problem. Most of them want to be illegally because they want to have a work.
So if they come to Poland, but they are from a country that's not a neighboring country to Poland, should they be allowed to come in here and be a refugee?
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
Because we've been in
If
this
you're just
situation
coming in,
already. We have a
I'm basically doing a video review of several different videos this morning.
Illegal immigration.
You got some allegations. You got some of Donald Trump and his new little public statement. It's a little bit of everything that we're going to be doing a review on this
See,
morning.
that's the problem we were having here. The crime and different things where people have the issue. That's where the issue lies. Again, it's not the people that are saying they don't want you here. No. Well, I can't speak for everybody, but from what I'm hearing.
Now let's get to where he's hanging out with this dude.
Poland's new border wall work? Can any refugees come in? What is this hybrid war? And how does their border control differ from other EU countries? And more importantly, does it work?
Now, I'm very happy that we are on the street, not in the studio.
Yeah.
You can see and everyone can see, the difference. It's beautiful.
Would this look different in Paris, London, anywhere in Germany? What are your thoughts?
I think the easiest way to answer it is Eurostat is the most important when it comes to data.
Okay.
The safest country in Europe, Poland. The lowest unemployment, Poland. The less crimes, Poland. So if you ask me about any data, we are leaders. And that is the fact. It's not my political opinion.
Yeah.
When I quote this in European Parliament, they were very unhappy.
Also, if you want to support our boots on the ground, independent.
I'm sorry, I had to show my
journalism,
face, like,
now follow me for
what?
interests, along with uncensored early access to all my videos before they go up on YouTube, and exclusive DLC content that YouTube won't let me upload. Go subscribe at Patreon.
Every single Polish city. We don't want any illegals. Then they call me Islamophobe. If someone is from China, if someone is from India, or someone is, it doesn't matter who he is, what he believes in. If he's illegal, we do not want that. The difference between refugee and a migrant, especially illegal migrant, is very, very, very clear. The refugee is the person who flee from the country of conflict to the first safe country. I didn't know that Syria is bordering country with Poland.
It's not.
It's not.
Okay.
To the first safe country. That is why we took over 2 million Ukrainians legally.
Because you are contiguous, you have border.
That's right. That's right.
In the case of Syria, Afghanistan, Eritrea, that is not the case.
They are not refugees. I'm trying to repeat it every single time. If you want
Excuse
to come,
me.
you can come. Submit your documents, ask for a visa, stay here for 6 or 10 months, pay taxes, contribute to the society.
Okay.
Why not? We are not North Korea.
Why are
All right.
Syrian, Afghanistan refugees coming to Poland and not
Migrants.
UAE?
Why Qatar did not react? Why
Why aren't they going to Qatar?
very rich Arab country?
Okay.
Where is Qatar? I'm trying to ask this question for years now, and I cannot find any answers because we've been told that this is a global problem, so there is a need for a global solidarity. So there is no global solidarity. Sure. Because Qatar is the great example. Our soldier was killed with a spear by the illegal.
Terrible.
What a you see that?
On the streets, if we would let them in, they started this madness.
They come from the Congo.
Okay. That was the politic, welcoming illegals because they were hoping for cheap labor. They found out that those who came illegally, they don't want to work. They don't want to work, but there's much more crimes. Sure. So they said, okay, let's spread them around. Let's say that this is our responsibility and European solidarity, and then we're gonna get rid of this problem. So, in European Union, they started the thing they called quota system. Okay. Each country should take migrants. They called refugees. That's how they call them. They says you're gonna pay like 22,000 euros per person if you will now take them in.
And you guys said no, we're not doing that.
No, it's not.
What were the consequences to that bold action, I suppose?
They tried to force us to take illegals. We said no, it's better to pay, it's better to have frozen assets, whatever, rather than risk our own life.
Okay.
And look at the streets now.
Okay.
There you go.
Has Poland always been this way, Dominic?
This is what is needed to understand why we cherish our freedom so much. Because of Russia, because of Germany, historically, Poland did not exist for 123 years. We gained our independence back in 1918.
Welcome. If you enjoy this show, please like and subscribe.
But then in 1939,
Cost you nothing.
and Russia attacked.
Both fronts.
Both. And we had this terrible communism in Poland for 70 years. And that's why I hate Putin. I hate him because he's trying to go back to the Soviet Union era. The way he behaved and the way Russia behaved is unpredictable. 123 years.
What is it?
Finally, we have an MD with a great English.
There we go.
Okay, they didn't put no subtitle for that, so he must have said something funny.
An act of Russia trying to
I
take
ain't
it over?
heard.
Oh, because when you go through the papers, you see that the guys who came to Belarus are with the Russian visa.
Okay.
So we know that by the fact, it's not an opinion.
I see.
So the whole
By the
process
fact.
of traveling is organized by Russia. And because of the green border with Belarus, they are able to come to Belarus and attack our borders. So it's organized by Russia, of course. And they want to destabilize Poland and other countries.
You hear that?
The whole thing is not only
It said it's organized.
Hungary, Italy, and others. In this
They
part of
sending
the
them
world,
out
we know
there.
that Russia is responsible.
You ever think that that's what's happening here?
I never looked at it from that point of view.
Organized immigration.
True or not, nobody can never really say whether or not
Is
that's true, but
it's a political
to look at it
agenda.
from that standpoint as well, to say somebody's deliberately doing that and sending them in that way to cause problems and things.
So you can focus all your resources on border patrol rather than health insurance
Immigrants, whoever they were, why did they call you an Islamophobe? What happened there?
or other important things.
Okay.
One of my closest friends, his friend is from Syria.
Okay.
You know, he came here legally. He started his company.
Yeah.
He paid taxes. He's been here for many years, and we are very close friends. He's from Syria, and he says, never ever let them come in. Well, of course, they call us racist. They call us Islamophobe. It's not true. They try to tell us that the doctors will come, engineers will come, that our society. It's all bull.
Do you need doctors?
Of course not. I mean,
Well,
but we need doctors, not doctors, right?
They're doctors?
No, thank you. Pay them. I won't.
Now that sounds what?
Now, is
Our
most
word?
of the Polish government in agreement with your stances on this? Is
His friends,
They need doctors,
like,
but not
oh,
their doctors.
because of decisions that were made by our government. Yes. Dzień dobry. Dziękuję bardzo. Dziękuję.
Dominic, you're loved far and wide here, it seems. It's like this message is resonating with a lot of the public.
And you have to remember that this is very liberal city.
Sure. Are you a big fan of them? Yeah, amazing. Tell me about the live bullets, the fact you can now kill illegal immigrants trying to enter the border.
They can do what?
If you're trying to commit a crime on the Polish soil, you might be dead. We do not know if you're a refugee, a migrant, or a terrorist.
Did they come in with kids too?
After our soldier was killed, our parliament passed a law that we can use live bullets to protect our nation. We heard that.
Y'all be sure to like and subscribe.
His response though was just, yeah, like he didn't hesitate to say that or respond like that. Wow.
Here, but there is no such a zombie cities like San Francisco. We don't have that.
Why you gotta use us as an example?
Because we are protecting our border.
Okay.
That's the way they try to smuggle it into the country. Any illegal activity is always connected to the drugs or guns. But drugs is a very good business. So it's not only about having illegals, it's also about security and anti-war war. So we are winning at the moment.
Yeah,
Okay, he said we winning.
Getting into the country as well here through immigration as well, through borders and different things like that. So
We can see toilet paper. How safe they feel.
Excuse me.
It's just beautiful. You can't see this kind of thing in Europe anymore.
When do you think the rest of Europe lost this?
When they decided to be politically correct, and it started with the leftists. This is what they want. They want diversity. What kind of diversity? With a knife and a rifle? This diversity?
Beautiful.
You do not see soldiers with a rifle as you see in London.
All right, we're gonna
or
skip through a little bit.
France. There's no need. We are not racist. We are not Islamophobes. We are logical. So I think it's very important to have this discussion. Stronghold of normality in Europe and in the world in many, many ways. Come and visit.
And you made sure I wasn't a Russian propaganda asset, right? I hope you're not.
They just did a scan through, like, to show how
The whole process
peaceful the neighborhood
of
is.
replacement is just a fact.
But I want to show you guys how he acted in the night. It's like he really came alive in the night.
Record me while I'm eating.
How is it? I was a man of the people.
It tastes like freedom. It's Saturday night. Look. There's no beggars. There's no homeless. There's no fentanyl. We don't do Chick-fil-A. We don't do Arnold. No, we don't.
Burger King.
No, we don't.
KFC.
No. We do proper Polish. Very healthy.
What are your thoughts on Poland? Where are you from?
Italy.
Do you feel safer as a woman?
Yes.
Do you feel safe in Rome as a woman or Italy? Sorry.
No.
Why?
Watch how he treat these ladies.
When you compare Rome,
Is Rome weak?
I visited. What do you feel?
It's not safe.
Why is that safe? Who are you afraid of at night?
Men.
Which men? And in general or specific types of men who come from different places? Italian men?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
No.
They eating in their face, holding them up from ordering. Look, he said, nah, don't pay for their food. They got a problem with men, don't pay for their food.
Why do you think they're doing safe in Rome? Yeah.
now my only question is now, are they blaming everything on the migration issue? Because I don't think that's the complete reason as to why a country would be safe.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of it. I don't think it's the complete.
That's why he about to go in on them. Like you just said, your own men, Italian men. Okay, let me go in.
Because of a migration issue. No, they're very strict over there. They don't play around. They don't mess around. Like they take that safety and security very serious. The crime is low. The different things they're doing also implemented helps out to make it as to how safe it is there. You know what I mean? I don't think that's the total issue, but this dude here is pretty interesting. I can't put my finger on it. He's an interesting character though.
Because of Africans, they are afraid to say something.
So his argument is that African migration to Italy has had an impact increasing the rate in Italy, for example, or in Germany or in France or in UK. Would that be accurate? Would you stand on business to that fact?
What we mean like a guy in the street. We don't know if it's Italian, English, Spanish. It's like a potential English.
Okay.
Can I ask you for your, what do you think about Prime Minister Meloni?
Meloni. She's going to deport people now. What are your thoughts on that?
What do you think?
Good or bad? No trick answer.
Good or bad?
Bad person.
Why is she bad?
She's not tolerant. She's racist.
Oh, she's racist. She's not tolerant. Oh.
Uh-oh.
So you don't know who's raping?
What do you mean? I don't
He's
understand
disliking
the
him
question.
more and more.
She doesn't understand the question.
Like, what are you trying to say?
And
We
chastise
coming
him.
off real weird right now, bro. Like, it's like the later it gets, his real personality is
Caught him with his tongue hanging out.
Okay, so one more question. Who's gonna win in US? What do you think? It's gonna be Kamala or Trump?
Hopefully, Kamala.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Ah, is that in the conversation? Good night, ladies.
In the US, why do you want Kamala to win when they are not happy about safety in Italy because of illegal migration? It's going on in their brains.
So what the fuck is going on in their brains?
I think that's it.
Real acceptance is in Poland.
Okay, now let's get to where they're on the border. This guy just thanking him, saying he's there as a student from another country, and he's like, "You sure you're here legally?" He's like, "Yes, I'm here legally, and I like you." Da da da. Okay. Border.
They got camouflage, they got big guns. They're not here smiling, they're here straight faced. Who are you? Why are you here? So luckily we have the clearance. We should be good to go through. Let's see how big and bad this wall is. They're not messing around.
Okay, that seemed intense.
They did not play around. No jokes.
Do they know who you were?
Yes, they know, but the procedure is procedure, and I respect them.
Yeah.
This is the border of European Union with Belarus. We are the ones with this border, so we are protecting the whole Europe.
How new is this?
Well, the wall was built very, very fast, I must say. When the first attempts, look, soldiers all the way through, but don't record them. Don't record them.
I'm pointing at myself. This is a training camp. This is home.
All right, pointing at
Military?
myself.
Well, when they have a service night, they have a place to
Hands
to
itching,
prepare
excuse me.
this and that. It's a lot of them. Our border was not ready for that, but what we did, we reacted straight away. We built the wall. You're gonna see the wall in a minute.
After the murder of
All right, I applaud you for that.
When the whole madness started in Europe, our government decided, okay, that's enough. We're not taking all this crap. We're gonna build the wall.
But how exactly are they sending the refugees or the illegal migrants?
What they do, they invite them to Russia.
Okay.
They are getting tourist visa. They pay for it. Then they are transported from Moscow or other places in Russia to Belarus, and then to the border, Polish border.
I've seen some TikTok videos of people trying to break through the wall.
Well, yes, they try it every single night.
Sure.
It's not like you don't have to protect it. You do have to protect
Sure,
it.
okay.
Let's park here and walk.
Amazing.
You see what he just said, right? It's not like you don't have to protect it, because that's Trump put up that wall, and it's like nobody was protecting it, or they just giving them bus rides in, or
They know that this is the best time. Or you can see soldiers now. You can see some guys.
He's aware of our presence. He's on guard.
You just said that it's very peaceful.
Sure.
It took us 30 seconds to have a soldier reacting for someone's presence. Mamy. Dominik Tarczyński.
Does he know you?
Yes, but you have to say your name.
I see.
There's no jokes. That's why I think they're professional. They know their job. The time is a bit, okay?
No, bo to dla rozpoczęcia spokojnie, nie? Że oni nazywają widzów, który wchodzi, kto nie wchodzi.
Right?
Nie, jak wiadomo, to się w czarnych krzakach, nie? To jest dla własnego bezpieczeństwa.
So he says, if we don't have a mask, for us it's not good to be there because they are recruiting Russians and Belarusians. They want to know who's into the subject, who's interested in border protection. So for our own safety, we don't have a mask. We shouldn't enter because it's not safe. It's a war. It's not a joke.
So we'd be in the database.
Yeah.
And is this largely contested right here? Are people trying to go through this?
Right. That's
Much shorter compared to this.
It was thousands of them. Thousands of them in one day. They're trying to force Polish border and they lost.
Okay.
We stopped them. It was, I don't know, maybe 10,000 of them.
What?
So a lot of things going on at the moment.
Look at that. There's clothes right there. People are trying to get over this.
Straight away, so I'm proud. I'm proud to be here to
He
see
said
this soldiers
10,000.
and to see their service and to see the wall. Because when I see the wall, I do understand that this is for my future children, for my future wife, for my future family. I would say to every single leftist, if you don't believe that this is war, come and see. Come and see.
Let's say I'm from Syria. I want to go through this wall. I break through the wall. What happens to me next?
You're killed, dead, shot. You will die like a dog.
Well, damn. Why you have to say it like that?
You can hear them. Yeah. Who was that? Is it a speaker or people? No, the people they're in the groups, they communicate as well. They're very well organized. I think they are, some of them are trained, paid, obviously. They're not just simple people.
Like mercenary groups?
Oh yes. The Russia pays well to destabilize, like Poland and other countries. They want us to spend money on this rather than on healthcare or anything else. One of their colleagues was killed from this kind of distance.
Yeah.
He with a spear.
And we be looking
With
at
a
those
spear.
things, we don't realize how many more layers to this it is, bro. Like actually busing them there to get to this point, well trained, Russia involved, like it's so much more to it that we don't even know about that they aren't telling us, bro. And to hit.
Yeah, that show is crazy. We're gonna go on to the next one now. So wait, you know what? Let's start a little bit with this guy. Donald Trump, our new president, all right. President again.
Send the bill to my desk.
Let me
Revising section.
start from the beginning.
A lot of people are very interested in footage of UFOs. The Pentagon has released a few videos, and there's been anecdotal reports from fighter pilots. So a lot of people want to know, will you help push the Pentagon to release more footage, which a lot of people claim is available?
Oh, yeah, sure, I'll do that. I would do that. I'd love to do that. I have to do that. But they also are pushing me on Kennedy. And I did release a lot, but I had people come to me and beg me not to do it. But I'll be doing that very early on. But I would do that.
Do you think you'd know if there were evidence of extraterrestrials?
Well, I think our great pilots would know. And some of them really see things that are a little bit different than in the past. So we're going to see, but we'll watch it. You'll be the first to know.
I think that might be a question that I get more than any question.
Trump UFO
It is
files,
the
the Dawn set to
craziest
finally
thing.
release secret
So we
government
have that
files on
so-called
existence of
area. They
aliens
consider it
within
like
weeks.
a sacred area. And I will say this, I don't think I'm a believer, but I've interviewed pilots that look, I like Tom Cruise, but better than Tom Cruise. The blonde crew cuts, the halt, and this, yes, sir. And they were in the Oval Office, 3 or 4 pilots. These are not people that make up stories. They said, all I know, sir, is there was a round object that was going 4 times faster than my F-22, which is a very fast plane. And it wasn't, it shouldn't have been. It was round, sir. They have seen, 4 or 5 guys I've interviewed, solid people.
Let's move on.
Don't have a free country. It's as simple as that. If this most fundamental right is allowed to perish, then the rest of our rights and liberties will topple, just like dominoes, one by one. They'll go down. That's why today I'm announcing my plan to shatter the left-wing censorship regime and to reclaim the right to free speech for all Americans. And reclaim is a very important word in this case because they've taken it away. In recent weeks, bombshell reports have confirmed that a sinister group of deep state bureaucrats, Silicon Valley tyrants, left-wing activists, and depraved corporate news media have been conspiring to manipulate and silence the American people. They have collaborated to suppress vital information on everything from elections to public health. The censorship cartel must be dismantled and destroyed, and it must happen immediately. And here's my plan. First, within hours of my inauguration, I will sign an executive order banning any federal department or agency from colluding with any organization, business, or person to censor, limit, categorize, or impede the lawful speech of American citizens. I will then ban federal money from being used to label domestic speech as mis or disinformation. And I will begin the process of identifying and firing every federal bureaucrat who has engaged in domestic censorship, directly or indirectly, whether they are the Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Health, Human Services, the FBI, the DOJ, no matter who they are. Second, I will order the Department of Justice to investigate all parties involved in the new online censorship regime, which is absolutely destructive and terrible, and to aggressively prosecute any and all crimes identified. These include possible violations of federal civil rights law, campaign finance laws, federal election law, securities law, and antitrust laws, the Hatch Act, and a host of other potential criminal, civil, regulatory, and constitutional offenses.
Let's pause that. All right, so this is what I woke up to. All right, this is the first two videos that I seen, and I don't know how somehow I guess I paused this because I was very interested. This was juicy. Like, what? Talking about aliens, talking about stopping them from, you censoring everything on social media and the news and all this, gonna prosecute it. Yes, I was very interested in that, but somehow I ended up on this other video. And this is when it takes a turn. I wonder if Donald Trump will still stand on everything he just said with this right here going on now. And I know at first you're going to watch this and be like, well, what does this have to do with Donald Trump? Well, just follow me, all right? Follow the rabbit hole.
Someone said that when they did the raid, I'm on them tapes, and there's multiple A-list celebrities running the track for me, including certain people in the presidential.
Now, peeps, I sat down today for a super exclusive
Say what?
with one of
Did you
the
hear that?
accusers, Adria. She's been in the media a lot lately with serious allegations against Sean Diddy Combs, accusing him of despicable and horrendous acts. The disgraced mogul is currently in custody, housed at Brooklyn, NBC, one of the most notorious prisons.
Now, let me just say, I haven't spoke on it. I have no comment on it. And this right here, this P. Diddy stuff, is fake news. It's distracting news. And when I see stuff like that everywhere, on news, social media, everywhere, it makes me wonder what's really going on. What new laws is being put in place? Like, what's going on that they're like shoving this down our throat? But this right here, this interview, we've seen them all. We've seen every video there is on this P. Diddy mess. Everyone's tired of it, right? I don't even click on it. But this right here is the realest interview I ever heard. This girl is so raw. You could tell, like, it just seems like she's not lying.
That was also the home of Epstein, where he was mysteriously taken out. Now, this is an interview that you don't want to miss. She revealed the dark secrets of working for Diddy, the feds telling her she was found on tapes with famous politicians, Diddy having threesomes with his mom, and more. Be prepared to be floored.
Having what with his moms?
Watch this whole entire video.
How did you initially come in contact with Diddy?
Okay, so cute story. I'm from California. Prior, I had never been on the East Coast in my entire life. I had never been to Florida. I had never been to New York, nowhere on the East Coast. And a guy I was dating, Anthony Gallo, he's from Cali. We were both from Cali. He got an opportunity. He got scouted by a guy in LA who was a reputable scouting agent. It was initially Wilhelmina Models. And so they gave him the opportunity to come to New York for an audition. When he went out there, he ended up getting a lot of callbacks. But he was back in LA. And they said, well, you know, you're getting all these callbacks, but if you're gonna model for real, we need you out here. So he had never been on the East Coast either. So he was like, and at this time, my family had found out that I had done adult movies. Now, mind you, I had an ex-boyfriend, Jake Steve. He was my boyfriend at first, and he manipulated me into the adult film industry. I only
Now, hang
did
on.
8 movies in a 6-month period of my life.
Let me try to prop this phone up for you.
8 movies in 6 months follow me to this day. And I signed a residual contract, and Jake Steve been collecting all the money. He done put me on Pornhub, I'm everywhere. And they said he hiding out. I'm the one that gave Ray J and Kim Kardashian the connect. You look at the production team, you can see we have the same production team. You see mine was filmed first. Me, Ray J, Brandy, we all grew up in the same church, the Church of Christ. Brother Norwood, their father is my vocal coach, so that's how we already knew that. But they got famous with theirs because Kim Kardashian had a little bit of a name because of her dad. So when Anthony got scouted, we ended up meeting. My family had found some member of our church, my church from 9 years old had found out I did adult movies. They brought it to the minister, who brought it to my parents. And when I came home from work, I was working as a telemetry technician in the critical care unit at Hoag Hospital in Newport Beach. And when I came home from my shift, my parents had it on the big screen. Me with a it in my mouth.
Well, what?
Whoa. Your parents had that
She
on?
said, what?
Literally, the sheltered one from the suburbs who had never even had sex before in their knowledge. You know, the innocent one, their love child on the big screen with it. So when I shame my family like that,
What was that like walking into there and seeing that on the screen?
it was the worst day of my life. I still feel the memory, and it haunts me the same way Diddy haunts me to this day. I can still remember the way I felt, how my parents looked at me, you know, and then, so when Anthony got the opportunity to move to New York, I was like, man, hell yeah, because I did the movies in 99, but they didn't find out until 2004. And that was the same time Anthony got asked to move to New York, so I said, man, I'm going with you. And then when we got out there, Anthony was going to go see whatever. He ended up getting an audition with Ford Models, and then Ford signed him. That was Cassie Ventura's same agency. And so we were from Cali, and we had an apartment in the middle of Manhattan. So all the models in between their go-sees and their auditions would come hang out at our apartment. And we had the weed, and that's when weed was hella illegal. So we were from Cali, we had the weed. Anthony looked good. I was working at Larry Flynn's Hustler Club. Stripper because Manhattan is only 11 miles by 13 miles. I'm from Cali, the West Coast. They all the East Coast people grew up together. They don't know me and Anthony like that, so they're intrigued. I look good, he look good. It's 20 years earlier. I'm 46 right now. I'll be 47 in January. So imagine me in my 20s, you know what I'm saying? Body was extra banging, and even now, everything's real, butt real, lips real, nose real. I've never had a million behind me, so just imagine that.
So tell us a little bit more about how you guys actually got into doing these Diddy parties and him propositioning your dude.
Anthony is signing Ford Models. Cassie is coming over to our apartment, hanging out. We're all friends. We actually started.
Oh, you was hanging out with Cassie?
Yeah, she would come over our apartment too, because her and Anthony were both signing Ford Models. We were convenient right there in the middle of the city. So in between your auditions, your casting, you would come smoke weed and hang out at the bomb couple from the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? We had the doorman building, we was popping. And so, so we all had our own private stories of, because you know, East Coast music was a soundtrack to our lives, you know, from the West Coast. Like, we was fans of everybody. Mary J. Blige, Biggie, White Swell, Greg Mack, Mace, you know, Black Rob, you know, Young Dirty Money, Diddy, you know, everybody, you know. Lil' Kim, shout out to Lil' Kim. I got to meet her with T-Pain. She's very nice. She's very nice to me. So when we got there, we all had our own, like, that. When me and Anthony got there, we had our own vision of what we would do if we ever met these certain people, Jay-Z, Diddy, and all that. And then Cassie did too. Her and Anthony were inspiring models. And Cassie wanted to sing and stuff. Anthony, he just more wanted to model, smoke weed, look good, get his dick sucked type shit. Cassie, she wanted to model, but she wanted to sing, she wanted to be an entertainer. And so we all had dreams to meet Diddy. So then, fast forward, Anthony ends up getting called to audition for Diddy for the Sean John campaign. So he never invites me along to his auditions or his go-sees, but this particular day he invited me because he knew I was a fan. Like, he knew I was gonna be mad if he went to the damn thing and he didn't take me, you know what I mean? Because I you know, wanted to meet people and stuff. I was already a dancer, I was already moving and shaking, I already had a gang of athletes and whatever, but the music industry, because I rap and sing, that's where I wanted to get into. So, long story short, we sitting in the waiting room, and one of his homeboys that frequents our apartment comes out of the thing, and he's looking melon man. And so low-key, me and Anthony laughing, he's like, he must not have booked it, like, he's softy, like, we laugh at each other, you know? And then they called him. And then when they called him, I'm like, yeah, you got this, definitely. And that's when 2A Crazy was out, so they called, I put my 2A up. So I'm on my 2A lining up some money for later on. All of a sudden, I just hear, fuck that. And the door that flew up, and it was, I'm like, what? And like, Anthony is a very good-looking guy. His mother is an African-American black lady, and his father is an Italian man. And actually, the wine, Gallo wine, that's his family. And allegedly, his dad got like basically shunned from his family for choosing up on a black woman. And he went on to have a few kids, and all of them are boys, and they're all very good-looking guys. But his dad chose to be poor to follow his heart and be with a black woman. And so allegedly, his dad still to this day rides a bike in Northern California. He's from Northern California. He had moved down to LA. And so even though he was a good-looking guy, mixed with black and Italian, he wasn't no punk. Like, it wasn't no in him, it wasn't no, bitch in him. Like, he was like a thug, but he was a pretty boy. So, like, I guess they underestimated him, thinking that because he was so good-looking that he'd go that way. So he was more than offended. He was on some gangster shit. Like, he got me fucked up. So when we were in the elevator, I was like, what happened? He was like, he gave me a look at me and shut the fuck up. I was like, all right, because there was people in the elevator. So I was like, all right. So when we got out the elevator, I'm like, what's up? I'm like, why you fucking? He said, that nigga asked me to suck his dick. Man, who asked you to suck his dick? He said, fuck me. And we told him, I said, no, he didn't. And it broke my heart, broke my arm. And I was like, nah. And he was like, he asked me to suck his dick. I was like, well, man, I see why, you know what I'm saying? For sure. Like, it's a rap. Yeah. He said, I don't need that job. I'm bad. So I was like, for sure. You know what I mean? Got in the cab, we went back to our apartment. His homeboy ended up coming through, we smoked blunts, we laughed at it. It was like that, you know what I mean? But then, because I'm with the dancing, I'm also in the regular global club scene. And I ran into Tamiko Thomas, who ended up being, I call her a handler, one of Diddy's handlers, wranglers.
Let me turn this up.
With opportunity to help me and Anthony out. If I would dance at Diddy's white parties, Anthony can go ahead and book the campaign. I agreed to dance at the white party. Anthony booked the Sean John campaign. He was everywhere. He was on billboards, buses, bus stops, cabs, in the magazine, all at the same damn time. He was everywhere. But right now, if you go and try to Google any one picture of that Sean John campaign, Diddy done scrubbed it all. I can't even hardly find a picture.
Now, did Diddy remember him whenever he eventually got that gig? Was he like, oh yeah, I remember you?
Yeah, because when he booked it, after they had like a lounge party where it was like a celebration, like, hey, the new campaign, that's all. And it was a very small lounge, like only the models was there, the creative director, the photographer, Diddy, a couple other people, and that's it. And so he went over it. So it was kind of like, thank you for letting your girl work my party. You know what I mean? You came out great, my nigga. He didn't say my nigga. He said, what did he say? Came out great, my guy. You're killing it, baby. You're killing it. You know what I mean? So he basically tried to like go over the fact that he had asked him to suck him. Because he tried him and he didn't fall for it. So he felt stupid. He didn't know he was that thug. You know?
So what was your reaction to that? I know, both you guys were upset. But were you thinking like, damn, I ain't know Diddy was like this? Were you guys shocked?
I was, because I had been an ex, first star, and I was currently an exotic dancer. For me, it was regular scheduled programming. Like, this is what rich people with money do. Like, he tried it, he wanted to see, you know what I mean? To me, it was more funny, but Anthony took more offense. Like, no, like, he got me fucked up. So I had let it go. I was over it. But when they asked me to work the parties, I was like, hell yeah, I would have did that shit down there for free. You know what I mean? Just for the networking. I was a groupie at that point. And I didn't realize how pretty I was. I didn't realize they looked at me like that. And I extra didn't know that Diddy had gotten word of my former career in the adult entertainment industry that I was manipulated into by an ex-boyfriend that I only did for 6 months out of my life, that I wasn't trying, I didn't have aspirations to be a P star, none of that. I got manipulated into it so somebody could basically get my residuals and be basically caking off of me the last 20 plus years. I was very sheltered, naive. My parents were from LA, and so they raised me in the suburbs. They didn't want me to experience anything they saw growing up in the hood. And so when I went to Long Beach State and they put me in the co-ed dorms, to the left were the athletes and to the right were the girls who were stripping to get through school. They were all from LA, Compton, and Long Beach. I'm from Chino, California, a little nerdy girl with valedictorian. So when they were stripping to get through college, I kicked it with them. And that's how I ended up with Jake Steven. He saw the innocence and naiveness in me. He got me to do their movies. And then when Diddy found out about it, they used that against me. And then he viewed me as somebody that was actually exploited, worthy. And yeah, and he played on my heart. It's called Coercion of the Heart. When I told him that I rap and I sang, he said I was dope. And he said he was going to bring me in I had a girl group out. Like, I'm the Beyonce in my group. They even told you that I was the dopest one. And it's called Coercion of the Heart. And he played on the fact that he knew I liked to rap, sing, and perform. And that's why he would bring me back year after year saying, you're getting closer, like initiation, you're getting closer. But it never happened. But he kept making me, sexually perform while he was willing and dealing, and getting jewelry from Jacob the jeweler, cutting a deal with this person, recording me and him over there so he can extort that person out of who we all didn't know, but he had a plan the whole time. And that's why he made people sign NDAs that said, you can't talk about what we went through until 20 years after I died. But I never signed that. Aubrey O'Day and All Danity Kane, and they got hit with that. I was already out the game. I was done from 2004 to 2009. By the time he was running around with them, I was already, on the way out.
So if I understand correctly, so basically he had you setting up people, man. Some of his high profile people, he had you go over there so he can get video of certain.
No, he wouldn't say go over there so I can get video. He would hire me to work as a go-go dancer. They had 3 stages, positioned throughout his mansion. It was where he lived. It was his residence. It wasn't a club. It wasn't a lounge. And so just makeshift stages, 3 stages set up in his house, like for us to be checkpoints. Like my stage was over by the bar. Tamiko's stage was over by the food. Old girl's checkpoint was over there by the rooms if you wanted to go do something. So it was like, I think he kind of told the guests, hey, if you want to drink, look for, just look for a stage and you're going to find something you need, you know what I mean? So we were elevated above the crowd. And so, we were instructed to only drink from certain liquor bottles. It's the girls' champagne, it's the guys' champagne. Girls don't drink the guys' champagne, girls don't drink the boys' champagne. And all the champagne was laced with ketamine, like horse tranquilizer, ecstasy. That's not allegedly. We were all doped up. And to this day, I believe I know I do, have a chemical imbalance. Like whenever I drink anything, it could be 1 glass of wine, all of a sudden I'm a stripper, I'm a P-star, like my mind, I just black out on that. I'm She Diddy. Orlando Brown running around like I'm Puff. He not really act like it to everybody else, everybody looking like he want attention, like he wilding, like, but it's something about when he drugged you that he stood over you, like infusing himself into you while you laid there unconscious. And it's like it became a part of you. Because after a certain amount, they started calling me She Diddy. They're like, man, she act like Diddy. She just like Diddy. And hence, I've been She Diddy for the last 20 years. So I feel Orlando when he be like, man, I'm Puff. Nice to meet you, I'm Puff. Because when we get faded, like, it's like he come out in us, like, and that's forever. That's why it's on us to this day.
How do you think he was able to, but besides all the things you guys were laced with, you think he put maybe some his DNA or something kind of strange into that concoction?
Yeah, the reason why he liked to take, we have a chakra in our hands, guys and girls, and your chakra is a pathway to your soul. So because he's working for Lucifer, his goal is to take souls to hell. So that's why straight men, he wanted to turn them gay. You know, even if a gay man was gay, he wanted to make him be a pedophile and be with a minor. His thing was to take the soul. So that's why after a certain amount of time, he would make an announcement like, you better go on home because, you know, the party really about to crack now. And all of a sudden, everybody's demon would come out. And that's on God. Like, have you ever gotten, like, so faded or drunk where your body is doing stuff, but in the morning you have no literally no recollection? Like, if it ain't from your homeboy showing you it, like, man, I recorded you, nigga. If it wasn't for him showing you, you would swear up and down you didn't do that shit. But then when he showed you the video, you like, what the? I jumped in the pool. I don't even know how to swim, my nigga. What? Like, I don't even remember that bitch. Like, what? It was like that.
That's that blackout thing.
Right, but he had imagine everybody blacked out though. No matter if you a celebrity or, that's why J-Lo left the country. He had her sticking bottles and stuff up in my homegirl. She was only 11 years old. She the girl that they put on the private jet. They hit her with the jelly beans. They put on the private jet. They took her to the studio in New York, and then had the nerve to dress her up in a D&G sweater, do her hair, put makeup on her, and take a picture like a trophy. She only 11 years old in that picture, and that's not allegedly. And then the same girl,
J-Lo was messing around with.
Man, so many. I drop names on the man on there. We talking about Diddy right now. But yeah. And then that's the same girl that in the magazine is laying on the table butt naked with fruit and food and stuff off of her, and we all eating off of her. I sucked the strawberry off her teeth. She 14 years old laying on that table. She had a body like a grown woman. You don't think anybody's looking at that thinking that's a kid laying there. You're assuming it's a grown woman. So he made everybody be with a minor, you know, against your will, and he recording the shit. Same girl needed to do a number 2 on stage. She performing. She told him, I need to get off stage. And he just bowed. He told her no. She ended up shooting on stage. It was a went everywhere. And Denzel Washington grabbed up his wife, mobbed the Diddy, and was like, man, you don't respect nobody. Had to run up out there. That's the incident they're talking about with Denzel Washington had to run up out of there.
So that's why Denzel and his wife left that party, because of that incident.
And she shit on stage, and she was only 14 years. He didn't know she was 14. It was just the fact that she shit on stage and in front of everybody. And then Diddy took her to her room and beat her up because she shit on stage. Then he would only give her water baths and not let her wash with soap. I'm gonna say allegedly because she's still Jane Doe right now. I'm gonna say allegedly. You know what I mean? It's allegedly. But she wants a DNA on 2 of his kids because they took 2 babies out of her. They kept her locked up and they had her babies at the house. The 2 babies they took out of her stomach. That's not allegedly.
Damn.
And allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly, she had a 3 with Diddy and his own mama / auntie, and she had a 3 with Nelly and Diddy. That's not alleged.
No.
Allegedly. Sorry, Ashanti. I love you, Ashanti. Congratulations on the ability. Right, I love y'all together. It was 20 years ago. Don't get mad at 20. We talking about 20 years ago. Don't get emotional. We just telling our truth. People, please don't get mad. It's some of y'all's favorites. It's gonna kill y'all. It's gonna devastate y'all when you hear the names involved, because we all grew up on these people. We all love these people. We'd have never thought these people would have been involved in the things that they're involved in. We're just telling our truths, everybody, and it was 20 years ago. So please don't judge us or say we lying. We're being nice enough to let y'all know what's going on from an insider point of view. If you were not even there, don't tell somebody they lying when you weren't even there.
Big facts. And fans love to say, you know, that people are capping or people are just coming up with stories. Now hold on, before we move forward, I'm still stuck on, you said Diddy and his mom and his auntie,
No, Diddy's mom is really his auntie, has been claiming to be his mom this whole time. She's the one with the white nails. That's why he has that fetish. She's been picking him since he was adolescent because his daddy got killed when he was a baby. As soon as he had adolescent, he resembled his dad. So she started him. She's the one that put his head up initially. That's why, allegedly. I might be talking too much.
Nah, go ahead. Keep going. We loving this.
Yeah, but, you know, allegedly, that's why he took Kim Porter out, because he has sex with his daughters, allegedly. The twins. The whole family has sex. The same girl, I'm telling you about that, the Jane Doe, the 11 and 14-year-olds, the same girl he made strap Justin Bieber down, and she had to strap him down while Diddy and two of his sons took turns, and she had to sit there and watch. And Justin Bieber was crying and begging to be let up. And when she went to unloosen him, Diddy socked her in the face in front of Justin Bieber. So we trying to get with Justin because he would corroborate allegedly. Justin, get at me, Justin. We be confidential. We ain't got to tell the press, nobody. Holler at me, Justin. I'll put y'all together. She was there, you was there. I was already out of it. She told me that story. But Justin, I got you.
Also, you saying Diddy and Nelly was in bed together?
He's had a threesome with Diddy and Nelly. Yeah, it's the same Jane Doe. This Jane Doe was around from 11 years old to about 15 years old. Had bore 2 kids. I'm not gonna say which one she believed or heard that he's been raising. You know what? On a side note, where's the white girl? Where's the white girl that he adopted?
I got asked about that today earlier in the
Where
interview.
is
I think
she?
her name is Ava Coleman.
Where is she? They said all the twins are staying with one of Kamara's friends or Kim Porter, whoever. The son's been in New York and back and forth to LA. Where's the white girl that they was online bragging and proud that they saved her life and everything? Where is the white girl? Ava. Where's Ava? I'm gonna call her the white girl. Shout out to my white people. My mom's half white. I love white people. I'm white. It's white in me. Where's Ava? Everybody, can we do a campaign? Everybody, hashtag where's Ava?
Where's Ava? You need to get some shirts made too.
Right, where's Ava? Mask, all that. Booty shorts, we can twerk to it, all that. You know what I'm saying? That's to be continued.
Well, you done gave us some jaw-dropping information so far, man. This is gold.
Like Black Rob, shout out to Black Rob. Whoa.
Now tell us a little bit about how he ended up putting you with Jacob the Jeweler, and tell us how that Jacob the Jeweler story went down.
Yeah, so the first party I did, it was above board, you know, it was on network. I saw everybody. I was there front line, like, you know, I was calling back home to the Cali people, like, hey, you'll never believe this, like, for real, like, and then next party, it was like, yeah, you want to rap, you want to sing, right? You dance at the club, right? He started out like he was turning me pointing me in the right direction. Because, everybody's been to the strip club. And every girl that's been a stripper knows. You love the guys that come in, and if they're not the ones spending money, they point you to their homeboy that is. Have you ever seen a bachelor party come in, and they be like, it's not me, but get him. He's the one paying for everybody. So it was kind of like he did that. Like, he took the mindset that I had of being a dancer, of like, while you at my parties, I'm gonna point you in the right direction. You take care of them, and I'm gonna put you on. That's how I understood it. Coercion of the heart. And because I wanted to be on so bad, and he was actually real, Puffy. It wasn't like it was Puffy's assistant. It was like real Puffy saying it. I believed it, and I'm like, I had already been manipulated by Jake Steed and did, movies that got me nowhere. I was dancing at Larry Friend's Hustler Club only because me and Anthony Gallo, I got robbed for everything. And it was go back to Cali, broke with everybody laughing, or you start dancing. That's how I ended up starting to dance. I'm dancing. We have a nice lifestyle. We got a doorman building, you know what I mean? But Diddy said, I just got to basically do the same thing I've already done that's got me nowhere and it's going to get me somewhere. Coercion of the heart. I was with it. But then as he kept adding on, so that night I was asked to wear a black dress at a white party, but I didn't think nothing of it. But he always supplied the uniform. That's another thing. In the Vibe magazine, let me go back to Vibe magazine real quick. I never signed a release. I wasn't paid anything. I didn't even know I was going to be in Vibe magazine. I woke up to Anthony getting a phone call from one of his model homeboys, like, hey, your girl in Vibe magazine, because back then, when a new story or a new campaign came out, it was on the newsstand, and everybody went out to get it. It was an East Coast thing, because in Cali, we didn't do shit like that. Nobody rushed out to get the latest magazine, but in New York, they did that shit. So we had just had the night before, so we landed in the bed, and I wake up to him smushing my head in the pillow, like, what the f you doing in Vibe magazine? I'm like, what? I'm in Vibe magazine, like, what? He was like, yeah, Nelly just called. That's his homeboy Zanell. Shout out to Zanell. He went on doing a lot of stuff with Diddy, Zanelle Figueroa, yeah. But he's like, yeah. So I'm like, what? He's like, so we got jumped up with our clothes on. You know, doorman opened up the door for it. Right there was a newsstand. You know, Diddy's on the cover on the boxing gym. You know what I mean? Gloves or whatever. We opened up, flipped through it, and there I am. That picture that you see, big as day. I had no idea. That picture was taken in 2004. They didn't run a story in 2006. I had no idea if they put in there, Diddy supplied the police. Then they put the caption, guest strikes a revealing pose. I wasn't a guest. Who would I be a guest of? Who knew me? You know what I mean? The Mary J. Blige said, come on, Sheree. And then if I am a guest, the audacity of me thinking I could just come in some little ass go-go shorts and a bikini top to somebody's exclusive white party with all kind of millionaires, and I'm a guest of who? But I'm their guest, and I'm gonna just show up like that, not a nice elegant gown or nothing. I'm gonna just show up all hoochie mama. No, I was on his event staff.
I'm cleaning
That's
up.
how they got away with putting me in there without
I
certain,
watched this already.
Employee credit, right? And then I found out later, another reason why they put me in the Vibe magazine is so all the guys who wanted extras would know who to look for at the parties and to laugh at me because they took advantage of me after they, when I was unconscious. The Fed said, or allegedly, I'm not gonna say, someone said that when they did the raid, I'm on the tapes and there's multiple A-list celebrities.
This is the Lionel B show.
Me, including certain people in the president. No, we're not talking about. We're talking about Diddy. We're gonna come back to that. LP, stay with me.
And I'm gonna end that right there.
Till we get the
and go back to Mr. Donald Trump, whom was just elected.
You're not a child, you're a man. So stop wearing so many letters to go outside and get the bears.
Send the bill to my desk, revising section 230 to get big online platforms out of censorship business. From now on, digital platforms should only qualify for immunity protection under section 230 if they meet high standards of neutrality, transparency, fairness, and non-discrimination. We should require these platforms to increase their efforts to take down unlawful content such as child exploitation and promoting terrorism while dramatically curtailing their power to arbitrarily restrict lawful speech. Fourth, we need to break up the entire toxic censorship industry that has arisen under the false guise of tackling so-called mis- and disinformation. The federal government should immediately stop funding all nonprofits and academic programs that support this authoritarian project. If any U.S. university is discovered to have engaged in censorship activities or election interferences in the past, such as flagging social media content for removal of blacklisting, those universities should lose federal research dollars and federal student loan support for a period of 5 years and maybe more. We should also enact new laws laying out clear criminal penalties for federal bureaucrats who partner with private entities to do an end run around the Constitution and deprive Americans of their First, Fourth, and Fifth Amendment rights. In other words, deprive them of their vote. And once you lose those elections, and once you lose your borders like we have, you no longer have a country. Furthermore, to confront the problems of major platforms being infiltrated by legions of former deep staters and intelligence officials, there should be a 7-year cooling-off period before any employee of the FBI, CIA, NSA, DNI, DHS, or DOD is allowed to take a job at a company possessing vast quantities of U.S. user data. Fifth, the time has finally come for Congress to pass a digital Bill of Rights. This should include a right to digital due process. In other words, government officials should need a court order to take down online content, not send information requests such as the FBI was sending to Twitter. Furthermore, when users of big online platforms have their content or accounts removed, throttled, shadow banned, or otherwise restricted, no matter what name they use, they should have the right to be informed that it's happening, the right to a specific explanation of the reason why, and the right to a timely appeal. In addition, all users over the age of 18 should have the right to opt out of content moderation and curation entirely and receive an unmanipulated stream of information if they so choose. The fight for free speech is a matter of victory or death for America and for the survival of Western civilization itself. When I am president, this whole rotten system of censorship and information control will be ripped out of the system at large. There won't be anything left. By restoring free speech, we'll begin to reclaim our democracy and save our nation. Thank you, and God bless America.
The end.
Are with Dr. Stephen Gundry.
And I wanted to talk all month long to this man.
And who better to guide us through this than Dr. Stephen Gundry? What kind of supplementation